Tonight, The Stars Revolt by Gardner at Fox. Originally published in Planet Stories, March 1952. Read by Jon Gill. Part 2. 200 feet from the door, the walls began to glow. Angus looked at his guide and saw an old man, a member of the hierarchy, a priestly cult of scientists who were honored and protected by the Dictator. 30 years before, when the people of the lower city had been ravaged by disease, they had stormed the block of buildings where the scientists worked. They had wrecked machines and killed men. The people of the lower city were no longer then savages, and the pagan superstitions they boasted were encouraged by Stahl-Tay. It pleased the Dictator to believe that science was something only the rich deserved, so Stahl-Tay stepped in. He withdrew the scientists from the world of men and gave them a little world of their own that was called the Citadel. Red Angus and the scientists went through corridors that bent and twisted in subtle fashion. It was quiet in the underground tunnel. Once Angus heard the subterranean rush of a hidden river, seeking an outlet in the great Carolan Sea. Water condensed in oozing droplets on the cold stone walls. Then they were going up, hand-hewn, stone steps towards an archway in which a thick, soot-blackened door was opening. Lights glared beyond the doorway in a large room with a high-groined ceiling. He saw Tandor first, standing big and massive among the cowled priests, the wall light glinting from his bald head. They had had a time taking him from the lower city, Angus saw. There were cut marks on him, and the blood here and there on his rough wool tunic had dried. A tall man in a white cowl that was bordered with purple came towards them. He said, "I saved your man from the Dictator's torturers. Money will do much in the Citadel. Even a pirate's first captain is not as valuable as a handful of Cestilins." Red Angus shrugged. "What do you want from me?" The hierarch nodded. "They told me you were a sensible man. Tonight I will free Tandor after you do me a service." "What service?" The hierarch studied him carefully. "Kill the Dictator." Angus barked derisive laughter. "As well ask me to find the Book of Nard. I'll stand as much chance." "I may well ask that too, before you and I are through." "Suppose I refuse?" The hierarch sighed. His black eyes glittered in the shadow of his cowl. "I'll smash your legs so you can't run. I'll let Staytel send his men for you. I'll put red-hot daggers in Tandor's eyes until he confesses your crimes. Angus scowled. "I thought the Dictator was your friend. He keeps us penned in his citadel as his slaves. The scientific discoveries we make he claims as his own. He sent the diseases that the people blamed on the scientists." Angus said, "I will kill him." But he thought to himself, "I only play for time. It's a promise, or get my legs broken." They led Angus to a little room where a cowled man waited for him with garments that were living red and ochres, braided with gold and ornate with jewels. The scientist said coldly, "You are to impersonate the ambassador of Noak. He's red-headed and big with a scar on his face like your own." The night air was crisp as Angus stepped with the cowled scientist through a stone gateway and into a long, sleek wheeler. He gathered his cloak of black satinus about him and sank into the fomicial upholstery. The cowled man whispered, "Everything is arranged. A woman dancer, Byrilla by name, will dance for the Dictator. Right after that, he plans to call you to his side to discuss the new trade agreement with Noak. The dancer will give you the signal as she leaves. When you're summoned, strike at the Dictator's neck. A divertisement in the form of drunken revelers has been planned. In the excitement, you will be spirited away." Angus touched the slim dagger at his side and nodded. The end. Thank you for listening.